Welcome into the Beat Sessions, your place for all things music. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. Happy Friday the 13th to all of you. About 6 weeks out from Halloween. Seems like an appropriate little warm-up for everybody. Lots of great music out this weekend, but I hope you get a chance to enjoy a spooky movie if that's your thing. Otherwise, I want to kick this weekend off with this brand new record from Nada Surf entitled Moonmere. Now, this is studio album number 10 for the New York City Rockers and their follow-up to 2020's Never Not Together. Since 1995 now, Matthew Cause, Daniel Lorca, Ira Elliott have been involved in this project. And it's one of those outfits that if you're a fan, if you're in the know, you know this band is not out there trying to change the world. But holy crap, if they're not one of the most consistent indie outfits that's ever existed. You can thank Rick Ocasek for that. Weezer as well, but you know, Rick Ocasek, it's pretty cool. Ira joins the band, and you know, Matthew and crew basically just like give him a demo, and they're like, what have we got to lose? Absolutely nothing, because the worst that can happen is he says no. Best thing that happens is that Rick Ocasek listens to your tape, and then you have a record deal, and a year later you're putting out High Low. Classic record, which also maybe kind of served as, you know, a bit of an Achilles heel for this band throughout their career. Everybody knows the song Popular. It was really actually quite interesting. People my age leading into this album review, so many individuals that are like, the band is still together. They still make music. Yes, consistently. One of the most consistent out, like not just like consistently good, but consistent as far as the output. This 4 years in between records feels like a lifetime for Nada Surf fans. It's, you know, it's really not that long to have to wait for a record, but these guys, you know, the output is prolific. It's always good. And there's just so much payoff for being a fan as far as the style of indie rock as well. It's very driven by solid pop hooks, no doubt about that. But I love the jangle pop element to their music. I love the surf rock. There's desert rock that you hear from time to time. There's so many different elements, just an amalgamation of different rock and roll genres that they always find a way to tie together each and every record. And it's not to say that all their albums sound the same, but you know, they're one of those bands that sonically they might try to like pick up different instrumentation for a record, kind of take that avenue. But no surprises really on this record. It's just really a ton of fabulous guitar work. I love the riff work that's here. I think Daniel's bass work is absolutely stunning. So many solid riffs that he's put together. And then, you know, Ira has really, the contributions on the drums, like every player on this album. And I don't want to leave out Louis Lino as well on keyboards. You know, everybody is pulling their weight on this record. You feel 3 decades of these cats working together. It's a rare thing to find, but you know that at this point in their career, and especially given the massive popularity of this band initially with the song Popular, and then, you know, don't call it, like, I don't call them a one-hit wonder. I don't want to say that their career's faded, but it's that whole idea of commercial success and like, what the hell does it really mean? In many cases, nothing. Like, this is a band that has done extremely well. Their fan base is incredibly loyal. So when they put out new music and when they decide to tour, people are paying attention. The people that are in the know, the people that care. And I think that that's, you know, that's the biggest thing with music, is it's making it for yourself and tapping into that pocket of the world where you're able to find the people that dig you. And in a lot of ways, kind of, you know, while doing it for yourself, you know, you're doing it for them. You know, your fan base is satisfied by what you bring to the table sonically, just because you're just that good at it. Right. And so this album, really enjoy the opening track, Second Skin. Love the lyrics. So many great lyrical themes on this record. You know, balance from, you know, feeling confident, feeling secure in your spot or perspective in life, you know, all the way to not having any freaking clue as to what is going on and everything in between. It's really cool from that perspective. Lyrically, another, you know, solid job from these guys. And Matthew's voice sounds, you know, at 57, he's still got it. His voice doesn't show any signs of fading whatsoever. And the melodies, the vocal melodies he's putting together are pretty solid as well throughout the course of this record. But Second Skin, just hot out the gate. You get this really bright arpeggiated riff, and this driving bass. It's just got solid pop. I mean, it's like jangle pop meets funk, and that's what I'm talking about. The genres that these guys combine and what they put together when they're writing a track. And you get some backing piano, great balance of pop flair. The verses really fill out, and you get the other thing I love about this band is you get kind of that, it's like slightly kind of fuzzy, rough production a little bit. It's kind of garage rocky. It's a little cleaner, I'd say, in most cases, but there's times when they mess with it, and I dig it. And this opening track really is just a fabulous sign of what you're about to get for the next 44 minutes. In front of me now is your second track, arpeggiated riff and acoustic back on that to open. And then it hits, and it's just such great balance of rock and pop again on this song. Synth textures that come in are really nice. I like the way that they incorporated those. Your title track, Moon Mirror, is your third song. Driving mid-tempo guitars are going to open up a pretty mellow track. And then it really is going to keep this feel. It's got kind of like a shoegazy element to it. I don't want to call it shoegaze, but you can feel kind of a minor influence there. This thing really just takes me back to 1996. I was 12 years old. I mean, you think about that time and place, like what the Smashing Pumpkins were doing, Mazzy Star. It's just it really hit that nostalgic note for me, this song, and I like that, especially being a title track. It's nicely done. Losing is your fourth track. Big guitars lead the open on this thing. Melody to open as well. The first verse kind of like loses all that that you get in the open, and then it builds back as the song progresses. But I love the hook. Just I'm Losing You is like, it is so catchy, and a little bit of a surf rock element that's incorporated the song. I enjoyed that about it. Definitely a highlight. Intel and Dreams is your fifth song. Big stomping drums, really unique feel on this thing, and a big garage rock feel. No denying it on this track. Love the guitars there. Production is a bit chaotic, but I like the way, like it's there's this part where it's like good chord, bad chord, good chord, bad chord, and it's fuzzy, and then it cleans up just a tiny bit. But that's an example of when they maybe try to like bump it up a little bit aesthetically, and it's a cool element of the track. I enjoyed it. It's your sixth song, The One You Want, is got this. It's very interesting. You get this it's like Latin percussion, it could be like flamenco. It could there's so many, it's got this big world feel. It's very interesting. Contrasted with the light guitars and the vocal melodies, really unique track. I feel like this particular song, with regards to the influences, definitely stands alone with what it's doing. And I really just love the way that the piano and all the other elements build in throughout this thing. Your seventh song, New Propeller. This is my favorite. This song, just simple, gazy electric riff to open. Really like the way the vocal comes in on top of that, and it leads for about a minute until all the instrumentation hits in. Mellow and slightly moody, which is a nice contrast, talking about the pop-driven aspect of their music. And oftentimes, even with dark lyrical territory, I feel like this band is going with brighter moods and melodies in their music. So I dig it when they venture into that territory. Great melody and vocal hook on this song. Coda gets so big, you just get lost in it. I love this big track. It is definitely an album highlight. Open Seas, your eighth track. Opening riff is going to pick up the energy coming off of New Propeller, so I like the shift there. And the other thing I failed to mention too is the continuity of this record is absolutely gorgeous. Like I really like the way that things are just moving from start to finish. But I love the bass groove that Daniel's finding on this song. Solid rock song with bright melodies, and the lyrics really did it for me on this one. Given the last few months for me especially, I don't feel like I was in a situation where I was like being corrupt or crooked, but I definitely get the feeling of getting into something where you're losing your identity and you don't feel like you are who you are. You feel like you're compromising your character, and not necessarily like in a legal way, right? But just in a way that that whatever you're involved in, like, it's not you. It's not something that your personality is craving. It's not something that you desire to pursue, right? But it's also about being able to recognize that and get out early enough before it's too late, which I feel like I was able to do. So that's a song that really just hit hard with me. The music's great, the lyrics are great. I really enjoyed that one. X is You is your ninth song. You get this like jaunty percussion to open this thing up. Great guitar that complements that as well. Bit of a piano element behind that, and then just another dope bass groove on this track. Really enjoyed it. Your penultimate song, Give Me the Sun, is your 10th track, driving opening riff. Gives way to this song with, it's got this super loose percussion and bass during the verses. Like I really just like the open kind of like improvisational feel of it, and then it tightens up in the chorus. Really cool. Just the back and forth between those two throughout the song, and then just big soaring coda. Excuse me. Great penultimate track leads into your final song, Floater. Spooky opening, and getting back to that moodiness that I love. Arpeggiated riff finds some lighter territory, but it remains grounded in that feel. And then about a minute 15 seconds in, it hits with this big, bright, like just breezy kind of like 70s rock feel. Big jam to close. Beautiful record. 11 tracks, 44 minutes. This is everything that you love and expect from this band if you're in the know. If you're not in the know with Not a Surf, I mean, if you think that they were just a one-hit wonder back in the 90s, got to go check out their catalog. Let Go especially is a classic. 2003. The song Blonde on Blonde. Oh my God. It's like one of my favorite Not a Surf songs of all time. Check this record out. We're going to give this thing a 7.4 out of 10, and we're going to vinyl please it for sure. And if you're not familiar with these guys, go back and dig through their catalog, because you can expect the same amount of consistency no matter what you choose to throw on. But I definitely would start with Let Go if you haven't checked out that record. Hope you enjoyed this album review. Hope you find it helpful. Please like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel, do all the things to help me blow this project up in 2024, and stay tuned throughout the week for more album reviews. And please tune into Classic Wax Monday mornings at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will see you next time on the Beat Sessions.